welcome to Ashley Plans and Saves. I'm Ashley, and today I'm going to share with you my June budget overview. June is a 3-paycheck month for me, so I'm very excited to see or to show you how I can just add so much more to savings and for my sinking fund. So here in my income tab, I am rolling over $17.09 from May. I know my May review I said it was about $3 or $5, but I did get a $12 refund check debited to my or credited to my debit account for PNC because of like something we've been going back and forth on, but I did get that $12, so I am going to be rolling over $17.09. My extra paycheck comes on May 30th, so technically it's in May, but I'm using that as part of my June budget just because I don't want to wait until June 13th to really have any of my spending happening. So that should be, I'm putting it here as $14.75.74, which is my base pay. However, I don't think it'll be that low. I think it'll be about $65 higher because each of my typical paychecks has a $65 pre-tax transportation, like flexible spending account contribution. And so since this is the third paycheck in the month, I don't think it'll have that contribution. So it should be about $65 higher, but I'm leaving it as a base pay just for now, so we'll see about that. I'm actually hoping it's higher, and I'll let you know why in a couple of minutes. On May 30th, I'll also get paid for after school, which will be $287, just about. That also may be different based on if they count certain hours. My first paycheck in June is June 13th, and I should be getting my regular base pay of $14.75.74. After school for that paycheck should also be about $215. We'll see about that. Paycheck number 2 for June is June 27th, very late in the month, and it should also be the base pay of $14.75.74. And after school on this paycheck day, which is the last paycheck of the month, the last after school paycheck that I'll be getting at all, because June 26th is the last day of school, and after school ends like the 20th or something like that of June, which, oh, thank God. But that is the last paycheck for after school, and it should be about $287 as well. My sister did actually continue to pay me $50 for June. I thought she had paid me already in May, but I guess she has money available, and I'm happy to accept it because she's repaying me for like a large sum, and I'm happy with whatever she can to contribute towards that. So that is $50 from her. So altogether in June, I have $5,283.31 to play around with, which is very fun. And I start here with my savings as always. You want to pay yourself first if possible. For my Roth IRA, I'm planning to contribute $750. Typically I do $450, but if you multiply that by 12, you don't get to the $6,000 maximum contribution limit for 2019 for a single person, and that is my goal, contribute $6,000 by the end of the year. So with these 3 paycheck months, I do want to contribute more so that by the end of the year I'm at $6,000. I did create this into a fund in May, but I think the number got kind of messed up because I think by the end of June I'll have $6,000 in the account. I'm sorry, I'll have $3,000 in the account, so I think it's off by $225. So I'll have to adjust this once June 1st hits, just to adjust the starting balance here, but that is the plan with that. My clothing sinking fund, or clothes sinking fund, I don't know why it's called that, we'll get $60. I probably will be spending some of this in June, but hopefully it's just the $60, and I want to keep at least some in there to roll over into the following months. My family and gift sinking fund will get $75 just to beef it up, because I will be visiting Texas, which where my cousins, my younger cousins and my older cousins live and stuff like that, and I'll be staying there for a while, and I probably will be buying them, like, one cousin has a birthday on the 7th, and my niece has she's turning 3 the day after my birthday on the 18th of July, so I'll probably be buying a couple of things there. So I wanted to beef up this sinking fund when I have the funds available. Lyft and Uber will be getting $30. My travel sinking fund will be getting $155, and there will definitely be transactions happening in this fund over the course of the month, hopefully sooner rather than later. I really want to firm up my plans with my friends so I can buy my plane ticket to visit them I think they live in Austin. We're planning a trip in Austin, maybe going down to Brownsville, doing like a road trip or something like that, but I want to figure that all out as soon as possible. Down payment sinking fund, or my personal savings, that is at $1,800 for the month, which is super duper exciting. Yeah, I'm very happy with that number. So I really hope that there's nothing crazy that happens and I'm able to do that. My moving sinking fund will be getting $789. That's just the total of the 3 after school paychecks that I'm getting. So, if those numbers are correct, then I should be at $3,200 by the end of the month, which will be more than enough money for me in October, November, December of the end of this year, when my roommate and I plan to move from our current apartment to a new apartment somewhere in the relatively close area. But yeah, that'll be set aside already for me down the line. Emergency fund will be getting nothing because I'm already at the 9,000 mark, which is my goal. I did update these numbers in May to adjust for the interest that I've gotten on the account. And my fund money long-term account, which was funded through my tax return, is not going to get anything as well. That's just money that I'll deplete over time, and then I'll figure out what to do once that money is depleted in terms of making room in my budget for fund money. So that'll be a bridge I cross later on. For my spending, since it's a 3 paycheck a month, that typically should mean 6 weeks of spending. However, I do not want to push this budget so far into July that it makes it tricky to keep an every dollar budget for each month. So I'm giving myself 5 weeks of spending in June and then rolling over a portion of the money in June into my July budget, just so that it is not so wonky in terms of it being July 8th and me still spending my June budget for groceries. So that's just what I did to make it make the most sense for me. So this is 5 weeks of spending. Like I said, typically groceries are 65 a week, so 65 times 5 is $325 for the month for me. Eating out is typically $10 a week, so it should be $50 here, but I am going to be going to Philly this weekend for my friend's birthday. So we'll be eating out 3 to 4 times, and I'm not sure how we plan to do, splitting up the bill, because we'll be going with a couple of other friends of mine. So in case, we want to split it so that our friend with the birthday doesn't have to pay, I wanted to put enough money in there that I'm not really worried about that and covered, so I can enjoy my weekend. Household, I did split up this budget from the miscellaneous line item budget. So this should be just household items. And I give myself $5 a week, so $25 for the month in this case. Now miscellaneous is a separate line item for whatever random thing I can think of. And I gave myself $15, and that's keeping in mind any transportation that I may need in Philly. I have a Lyft/Uber sinking fund, which crosses over as a transportation sinking fund, a ground transportation sinking fund, separate from my travel sinking fund. But I try not to use it for smaller transactions that are $4 to $6. I try to work that into a budget in a meaningful way. So there's that. But as you can see, and as I mentioned, there's already a transaction here. My cousin picked up a present from me that it was a big thing that I gave to her from my current apartment in Brooklyn to where she lives in Manhattan. Since it was so big and it was too cumbersome to take on the train, I just got her a Lyft for it, and it was $42.64 because it was going from Brooklyn all the way to Manhattan. And so I'm putting that here as part of miscellaneous because I'm hoping that with the extra money I get, or if I get extra money in the third paycheck, that I can just account for it here. If not, I'm happy to easily just move this up to my family and gift sinking fund because there is enough in that account to cover it. But for now, I'll leave this here, and then I'll make any adjustments I need to make. My fund money short-term sinking fund / spending account, I don't plan to obviously contribute anything into that, especially since I'm doing so much eating out and spending in Philly, or at least I plan to. But I do have about $89 in there, so I may actually do a little treat myself sort of thing at the end of the school year, which, like I said, it ends June 26th. So there might be something there. Housing is pretty basic, $900 for rent. Internet is $55.88. Electricity, last month it was about $39, so this month I'm just going to keep it at $40. I haven't gotten the bill yet, so I can't quite calculate that. Spotify is at $9.99. Netflix is at $12.99, and then my phone, as always, is at $40. And then, like I said, since I am doing 5 weeks of budgeting for my spending, and technically with 3 paychecks it should cover 6 weeks, I'm going to roll over a week of spending into my July budget, And so I created this spending rollover line item here, and that'll be $80, $65 for groceries, $10 for eating out, and then $5 for household. And that'll just ensure that while I'm waiting for the next paycheck and I start my July budget, I already have cash in the bank to, do my regular week of spending basically. So that is the plan there. I'm hopeful that this budget will sort of work itself out. I've never had to do a 3 paycheck month budget because I've never done monthly budgeting. I've only ever done paycheck to paycheck budgeting. So and I've never done a very good job of it. So honestly, these 3 paycheck months, either I wasn't even aware that it was happening. The money went somewhere that I can't really account for, and stuff like that. So I'm excited that I have a picture in my mind of where all my money should be going, and I'm hopeful that, especially for savings, I'm reaching this goal, and nothing crazy happens. That's the goal. Nothing crazy happens. So that is it. If you're interested in seeing my weekly check-ins for this budget, feel free to subscribe so you're notified when I post those. If you like this video, please consider giving it a like. I would really appreciate that. And otherwise, I hope you guys had an awesome Memorial Day weekend with hopefully your family and your friends, and just thinking about all the things that Memorial Day stands for. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, I hope you, like I said, enjoyed this video. I'm repeating myself. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye everyone.